spent about half of the 2020s hosting a podcast called Delayed Replay, recapping and reviewing movies that came out on time in my universe but got delayed in that other universe. And as such, the movies as they were in my universe came out differently. Some listeners not of this universe even think that this is an improvised comedy podcast. And hey, let them think what they want. It's entertaining either way, right? I'm Steven Shinder, and you're listening to Delayed Replay Season 6. Hashtag 6 seasons about movies. New episode every other Saturday. Unless I say otherwise. Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of Delayed Replay, that podcast where we recap and review movies that got delayed in that other universe but came out on time in our universe. I'm your host, Steven Shinder, and joining me to talk about Ballerina from the world of John Wick, which for us came out last summer, and we're just now getting around to talking about it before it comes out in that other universe this June. It is Nja Onê. How's it going?
I'm going good. And thank you so much for inviting me back. You know, I love this stuff. So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Stephen.
Yeah, it's fun talking movies again. So, this movie, well, first off, what's your experience and overall thoughts with the John Wick series as a whole?
I love it. It's so, I'm supposed to be a cool chick, but the violence just gets to me. I love it. I do. I love the violence and the stuff that he uses to kill people. I mean, what was that one? Which one was it when it was the book?
Yeah, I think that was the third one, like the beginning or something.
I'm like, what is he up to? The man is inventive. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very, especially I think the first one is the toughest to watch because, you know, what happens to the dog, but it's
Mhm.
also cathartic because he goes after the people who, took out the dog. And from then on, like, in the sequels, they have, like, this stylistic thing with, like, the colorful purple lighting. And then, the last couple, at least in our universe, kind of got a bit strange, but yeah, it's kind of a crazy ride, you know?
It is. And you know, did you notice that in this one, even though because the dog is always kind of like either the person or animal or whatever that gets hurt or their salvation, but this one, the dog turns evil.
Yeah, that was really surprising. I did not expect that.
Me either. I said, what is he, Cujo now? What is happening with this? So I thought that was a really interesting twist. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, all right, trying to fool the public. I got you.
Yeah, it felt very much like a live action Scooby-Doo 1 type of twist, you know? The whole Scrappy thing.
Scrappy was always annoying. So yes.
Yeah, I think I'm in the minority of like I liked him as a kid, and then I think the movie made him annoying. But yeah, it's a whole
Well,
thing.
I'm sorry, I never liked him. It's Scrappy. Where's Scooby? Can I keep him? Get Scrappy out of here. I just found him just a little testy.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. So this movie, you know, it's directed by Len Wiseman, and look at his credits. He's directed a few Underworld movies and was a producer on a couple others. Um, oh, and apparently he directed the Total Recall remake, which I barely recall any of that remake, to be honest. And
Well, that's interesting. You don't recall the total recall.
yeah,
And you know why? Because it was garbage. So sorry.
yeah, probably.
It wasn't very good. No offense, remake, but it wasn't the business. But and I know that a lot of people aren't into Underworld, blah blah blah. But there is one thing I did like about it. There's only one,
What was that?
the coloring. I liked
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, the way they filmed it, it was very film noir, kind of that type stuff, and it was very dark, and it was really black, gray and blue mostly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So
think I'm kind of different because when I watch movies, I want to know what I'm seeing, but that's just me.
well, maybe that's why everybody liked it because it was so you couldn't see anything. You couldn't see anything. But yeah, by most people, yeah, I guess is it 50-50? What do you think with the underworld movies? What do
I
you think?
mean, I feel like with the underworld movies, in my head, like personally, I kind of feel like, I've never watched the underworld movies, but I kind of feel like people might get them mixed up with the Resident Evil movies. Like they have a kind of a similar visual style or something, or I could be totally off, but
No,
that's kind of the vibe I get.
you know what? You got a point. You definitely have a point. But I remember when the coming attractions was coming out before I even saw the movie, and the coloring of it was just so interesting. But like I said, I love me some old movies, like before I was born movies, before my mother was born movies. I like those. And it was what is it called? German Impressionists. And so movies way back
Oh,
then.
like the expressionists?
Yes, and
Yeah,
just the angles and the color and stuff. So it brought me back to that, not the story.
right.
I don't know about anything else, but the coloring of it I liked a lot. So that's why I've watched it. I watched them several times, and as the movies went on, the story went even worse. But yeah, terrible story. But the coloring, I always went just to see how they lit the scene and what how they saturated certain things. I found that fascinating. So that's the one good thing.
So, what'd you think of the coloring in Ballerina?
You know what? It was very similar to the underworld. I like the fact that they, made it dark and kind of mysterious because that goes with the John Wick, doesn't it? It's all dark and kind of gloomy, and everybody's gonna, he's gonna kill everybody and they're gonna die and stuff. So I like the fact that, but they added those pops of red. And I guess that makes sense. It's blood, right? But I
Yeah.
I like that they added that extra element because red does bring you that, when you see red, is it danger or warning or so that made sense where it would be that kind of a red. And it was a saturated red too, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, and in a way, like this is a different type of underworld. It's a criminal underworld, so I guess that's really fitting right
Well
there.
played. Well played, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But did you miss the fact that they didn't put in the Continental? Where was the Continental?
Yeah, that was weird. Like we do get characters here and there, like Lance Reddick's character who, this was like one of his last, if not his last performances. Like he has a cameo, but
Yeah.
that, has some nice words of wisdom and whatnot, but the Continental itself isn't really that present in this one. And I don't know, maybe they kind of felt like they wanted to make something really different to not feel like it's running off the John Wick coattails in a way. But then again, they throw John Wick in a cameo in this, so it's like it kind of defeats that purpose.
Yeah, it's kind of like they were filming. It was like, uh-oh, we need a little John Wick in here too.
Yeah. In fact, I almost get the vibe that maybe this started out as a different movie, and
Mm,
then midway through, they're like, you know what? We could put this in the John Wick universe, and it would get more audience appeal, and
yeah.
that's why they throw in like from the world of John Wick in the advertising, because audiences can't figure it out, I guess.
And they had a few people from the John Wick universe, which I liked. Lance, of course, which oh, what a great character he played, and I'm so sorry. But it was nice to see him because I that was a surprise for me because I knew he passed away a while ago. So, you know what? Do you think that they just no, maybe not. Did they edit something and make it? You know how they can use all this AI stuff. I wonder if they filmed it before he passed, or did they use his image and create an AI of him to include in the movie? What do you think?
Well, I think his face looked real enough and like not too smooth to the point of uncanny valley that I'm pretty sure he filmed this like before he passed. But yeah, that's a vibe I get.
Well, I'm glad that I was nice to see him in there because I that was a surprise. I didn't
Yeah.
expect him. But it was nice. It was a nice surprise. And my other surprise, because I read articles that she wasn't going to be involved. I know she wanted to, and then something happened, and then blah blah blah. So Angelica Houston, she was in it, as well as my girl, and you're my girlfriend. Don't deny it. Miss Halle Berry. I love her, and I thought she was so good. And my favorite, not in this movie. Well, even though she had some great scenes in here too. She was helping. It was Sophie. No, Eve. She was helping Eve.
Right, yeah. Halle Berry is
Sophia.
Sophia and Anna de Armas is Eve, the ballerina character,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I like the fact that they had flashbacks of her when she was younger, and she was training her and making sure that, kind of bringing her up to speed with what's going on. I know Angelica Houston was there in it too, but she was kind of like doing that hands-on training battle stuff. I was waiting for her to bring out a dog and say, you're not complete until you have a puppy too.
Right.
And then you're good. But my favorite part of when the other John Wick that she was in, it was like, he shot my dog. And who he and Keanu Reeves just said, well,
Right.
okay, I got nothing to say about that. Okay, well, he did it then. So I thought that was really cool. That was nice. And she was kicking everybody's butt, which I thought was good too.
Yeah, and I think you could kind of feel you could kind of sense where they changed the movie when they were starting to integrate this into the John Wick universe. Because for much of I guess like the first third or so of the movie, you have Eve, she's training because, like somebody killed her father and like she wants revenge. So she gets trained along with these other assassin ballerinas.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden they throw in Halle Berry and it's like, oh, she's training her too? Like she's training in this program and then she meets her somewhere else and trains with her. Um, and then later on in the movie, and we're going all over the place talking spoilers for the version that came out in our universe, but
That's right.
later in the movie, there's some time that passes and you see Anna de Armas kicking butt as this Eve ballerina character, but then like midway through the movie, we have this twist, and I want to know your thoughts on this twist that like as she's trying to get revenge, it's revealed that Anna de Armas takes off her face like it's a mask and it's Halle Berry
Yeah.
underneath. So like we get this revelation that she's getting revenge for Eve because something happened to her
Yeah.
during the time skip, and so it's like she's avenging Eve who wanted to avenge her dad. So Hallie's basically like paying it forward for the dead, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I always thought, even though they didn't really explain it completely, but I think the guy that was killing everybody hurt somebody in Holly Berry's family too. And that's the reason why she wanted to be included in that. And maybe, because remember at the end of that other John Wick movie, remember she had to move her daughter away and
Oh
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
safe? I think he had something, that's the person that was after her daughter. And that's why she was like, listen, and now I'm going to kick your butt and kill you. How you like that?
Yeah, so she's avenging Eve and she's also like trying to help her daughter who, as we find out in this movie, was also turned into a ballerina assassin and then got stuck somewhere. And what'd you think when, like, late in the movie, when she finally finds her daughter? Um, do you think that casting Halle Bailey as her daughter was a good choice, or do you think that's just too silly because of the name?
I think they were trying to take advantage of the name stuff, which was, not that she's not a good actress and, God bless, but, you know, I don't see her as a kick buttery, I don't see her doing that. But yeah, I just think that the production people are getting a little bit too ridiculous with it. But, and they got to do what they got to do. But yeah, she was okay. She wasn't bad. That's not who I envisioned. That's all. What if Eve no, I guess that wouldn't make sense, huh? Because Eve was too old. No, Halle Berry's older. Now, what if Eve was her daughter and we just didn't know it? What that would have been twist. That would have been nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cause yeah, I don't know what the age difference is. Well, cause
Mhm.
we know the ages of the actors, but not the characters. But
Right, right.
I have seen people on Reddit, wonder about that, you know? So there's that question
Yeah,
floating around that maybe they're more connected than people realize.
exactly, exactly. And maybe that's the next movie. They could have and guess what? But that was really good. That was kind of Mission Impossible like when she pulled the mask off. I thought
Yeah,
that was
with a
pretty cool.
mask.
The only thing she didn't do was run real fast like Mr. Man has to do in every movie. He has to run nuts. Tom, what's his name? Come on, help me.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, thank you, thank you. If he's not running, then something's wrong. He has to run in every movie. I wait for it. I was like, okay, the movie's going, going, going. He didn't run yet. Here it is. There we go.
Yeah. But what do you think of all these different locations? Like, for example, like the fight that took place in Greece.
Oh, well, the Parthenon is one of my favorite places just to see.
Yeah.
So it's just you can imagine all the stuff, and I've read books and stuff about what they did, and they used to flood it, and I mean all the stuff that they used to do, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So seeing it there was an extra treat for me, and the way they lit it again with the dark stuff, and they didn't, even though it was a very historical site, they didn't take advantage of, oh, we got to make it real bright, oh, we got to show everybody all the columns. They let it, they gave everybody enough credit to say, you know where this is, and just absorb in just the mystery and everything of it, and just have it really darkly lit with a little bit of here and there, a little blue, a little red. I thought it was really pretty. Nice, nicely done.
Yeah, and I guess the dark lighting here was very beneficial because, you know, when it showed a couple of the columns falling,
Mm.
those were surely CGI, but it's not too noticeable because of the dark lighting.
That's a good idea. That makes sense. No wonder why they did that. Even though I know CGI is very advanced now, but still, that's a smart move. That way you don't worry about save a little money here and there. But that you're right. That was very well done. I like that a lot too.
Yeah. What'd you think of Norman Reedus's character? He played Daniel Pine. He's sort of this mysterious guy that meets Eve, like, or when we think it's Eve, you know, before her unmasking. But what'd you think of his role in this?
He was okay. He wasn't like, oh my God, and he didn't stick out as much as other characters that have come and gone in the John Wick universe. What do you think about him, though? He was okay.
Yeah, I like him as, so I guess I really like him in the Walking Dead TV show,
Mm,
so there's that familiarity.
mm.
But it does kind of feel like he kind of just plays the same character, if I'm being honest. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, he's got to like spread his acting wings a bit more. Or I don't know if it's maybe the director told him to just, hey, do the Walking Dead thing. Don't like try anything different. This is what the people want. But
Oh,
yeah.
stop it. Just please stop. It doesn't make any sense. And there's a few actors that, yeah, we know that does the same thing all the time. It doesn't matter. And can I blast somebody? Can I blast him? May I?
Sure.
Okay, good. The Rock. I'm so
Oh
bored.
yeah, he does.
I'm so sorry. I'm bored. The eyebrow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God, stop it. Please stop. It's ridiculous. Gee, there's a few of them, but yeah. Yeah, we want to see you do something else. We want that. I mean, if you have a fan base, take them on a little ride, take them on a trip. I mean, it's a gamble, yeah, but why not? Find out what happens. Oh, geez, it drives me crazy. I refused. I stopped a while ago because I couldn't take it anymore. And when Black Adam came out, I refused to watch it. I couldn't. The coming attraction. As soon as I saw the eyebrow go up, I'm done. Was like, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna
it kind of feels like he lets some things go to his head. So yeah, I can totally understand that.
a little bit. So, and God bless. Listen, he can buy me, you, and everybody else, and God bless him. I'm not mad at him, but no, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, that guy, he's okay. He was okay, but yes, spread your wings a little bit. And
Right.
he wasn't. I didn't because I don't even really know about the actor. He didn't stand out to me at all. Nothing, nothing. He was just there.
Oh, you mean Norman Reedus?
Yes, yes. Sorry, sorry. See, I even blanked out his name.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he was kind of just there to be like, there are these people surrounding the building, and as if they needed like another person to be part of a fight, to be on her, kind of on her side, but it's mainly because he's trying not to get killed by these other people who are like surrounding the place trying to kill her. So it kind of felt like he was pretty much just after himself and just trying to like get in, get out type of thing.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like he's going to get some credit for it or something. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe he had to do like that, what double agent type jazz. And I get it. It's okay, but then make him exciting at least.
Yeah. What'd you think of the fight that took place in the greenhouse with all the plants?
That was awesome. That was so good. Crash and boom and bam. Sorry for the plants though, because they're living people, so I'm sorry, plants. But maybe they use fake ones for the
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Sure.
I'm sure they used prop plants, but yeah.
I have to watch it again and see at the end of the end credits, no plants were harmed during the filming of this. That
Right, yeah.
was interesting. Yeah. Oh, that was so cool. That was really and well done because it's such a confined space. So that made it even more exciting because you had to fight around the plants and dodge and this and pick that up. And I thought it was really, really well, very well done. But when they finally, and I guess they had to make the scene longer because I would have broken a pot, a flower pot and take the jagged edge and chop, 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 chop. But then the scene would be over. So, but I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, like you even have the characters like reaching for soil and trying to like make each other choke on it. Like
Uh-huh.
I thought that was kind of unexpected and creative.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. That was really good. And diving under the tables and that was really nice. But all since it was the greenhouse and was made out of glass, I kept thinking that the greenhouse would get destroyed too. They destroyed everything in the greenhouse, but the greenhouse was fine.
Yeah, you like you're just waiting for the glass to break, but it's like a misdirect. Is
Yeah, exactly.
I remember thinking, did they like run out of money there, or like what's happening here?
Don't hurt the greenhouse.
Yeah.
But it was nice. That was good. They did an excellent job filming that. And whoever is it a choreographer that does that or a fight choreographer who plans that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, I would imagine that, a fight choreographer trains whatever stunt doubles or whatever are involved to like do this, do that. Maybe they tell the actor, okay, you need to do this, and then the stunt
Hmm.
double will like, I don't know. That's my own speculation. I don't make movies, so what do I know?
Well, whoever did that part, planned it, they did an excellent job.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh-huh. That was cool.
Um, and you mentioned the how in one of the other movies they used a book as a weapon. What'd you think of the use of a teddy bear as a weapon in this one?
That was awesome. I'm like, how the heck are you going to use a teddy bear to fight? Amazing. Amazing. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Even though the teddy bear was very cute, I'm like, leave the teddy bear alone. But I thought it was excellent. And then I couldn't really think of how they could use it. Then I realized that there was parts of the teddy bear that was weighted down so that when he swung, it actually could hurt you. And then at the end of it, he was able to go inside the teddy bear, take out the knife that he hid, and then slice everybody up. So that was really cool. I'd never expected him to do that. But yeah, each each paw was weighted down. So they actually
Yeah.
had like rocks or cement or whatever the heck. So he's swinging it. And I'm like, how's that teddy bear kind of heavy? Boom. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart. Hide the weapons in a teddy bear. No one will ever suspect people. I'm not telling you to do that. but very
Yeah.
slick.
Yeah, we also got some nunchuck action here during the fight sequence that took place under the bridge, right?
Oh, that was good. So wasn't it and I don't know how they brought one of the people back from the raid again. Did you notice it was the same guy? They
Yeah.
tried to kind of change his face a little bit. Listen, those raid guys are awesome. So I love the
Yeah,
stunt
they're good
people.
at what they do. Yeah.
They are excellent at what they do. I said, he's back? Okay. So he came in with the nunchucks and he's pop, 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 pop. But how the heck did Eve able to just, what she used to block it was, I've never seen anything like that before. I thought that was uh freaking amazing. Because usually, don't you? I think it's other nunchucks to fight nunchucks. I really don't know. But the fact that she was able to use something else and found it under the bridge to help her fight him was amazing. I don't know how she did it, but she figured it out. So, what did you think of what she used?
Yeah, like she found this paraglide thing that I guess the implication is that someone tried paragliding under this bridge and then it got stuck and they found the water or something,
Oh
but
my
the thing got like stuck in there, so she like picked it up and was like slash slash like just using it to hit people.
that was really good. But you know what? And I don't know the name of the actor, so forgive me. But that one guy and he was in the Raid. He was in the other John Wick movies. I've seen him in a few movies. Little guy, and he has a very distinct face. You know the one I'm talking about? Is really thin. Uh,
Yeah, I don't recall his name though at the moment,
yeah,
but
me either.
yeah.
I'm sorry, actor guy, but he was really, really good. But you know what? He has such a distinct face. I don't know why you thought you was gonna hide it. Everybody knew who he was.
Yeah. I guess he really wanted a rematch or something, I don't know.
I know, right? I know. But yeah, no, he's excellent at what he does. So it was good. But I was like, I know who that is. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, so we also get John Wick's cameo, Keanu Reeves himself, and I guess this takes place between the third and fourth movies, which is kind of weird because to me it kind of felt like the fourth movie was like right after the third one, so it's like, what, did he take a detour and then just like get back to the fourth movie or what?
I know. I don't that didn't make any sense. And because when he did his cameo, do you think he was fighting the real Eve or Holly Berry Eve?
Yeah, it was confusing because like it takes place during a point in the movie where I'm not sure if the switch has already happened. So it's
Hmm.
like, who's he giving advice to? Like the way he's talking kind of seems like he might already know her, but you could also interpret it as like he's not met her before. So it's like, I don't know, it's really tough to tell.
Yeah, and I was like, but at the end of that one movie when he was in there with the first time Holly Berry was in it, remember she couldn't stand his butt, you know,
Right.
to spit in the water, which was gross. I don't know why that one thing I was just like, look, it felt so icky. I was like, ugh, backwash or whatever it's called. Ugh, gross.
Oh no, yeah, like saliva and sweat in movies are grosser to me than blood. So
Ugh, it was so disgusting. I was like, oh, I don't want to see that part again. But so
yeah,
yeah, so she
like
was.
like I cannot watch the sweat drop scene in Mission Impossible 1. Like it ruins the movie for me.
It's so gross. What is that? Oh, I don't like it. So, but so she really couldn't stand him. So if that was the camouflaged Eve, it would make sense that she'd want to kick his butt.
Mm, yeah, like I don't know, the cameo felt very glorified. Like it kind of felt like they had the two characters fight each other for almost no reason that's meaningful to the narrative. Like it's just there to remind people that's in the world of John Wick. But yeah, I don't know. It just felt kind of gratuitous.
You're right. You're right. I agree. I agree. I was like, yeah, they just stuck him in there so everybody know. Yep, John Wick.
Yeah.
Go pay your money. Go watch this movie. Here he is. We got to put him in here somewhere. Yeah, yeah. And they didn't. You know what? I don't know about you, but I think the movie could have stood on its own. It didn't really need to have him in there. What do you think?
I think the movie would have been good on its own. Like, you could still have this ballerina assassin type story and not have any John Wick connections. Now, whether many people have gone to see it, it's hard to say because some of it is down to the marketing. With something that's completely new, you have to market it really, really hard. The trailers have to be great. There has to be lots of cool billboards and cutouts and stuff. Um, but like lots of studios and whatnot just think, with a familiar brand, that'll make it easier to draw in the people and make more money. So I'd be very curious, like how well it would have done if it was its own thing. Like, would it have become a classic that got a lot of box office, or would it have kind of faded into obscurity? Like, it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, you got a point. I guess they spend a lot of money making these movies and they want to guarantee it to a certain, extent. So I get it. And at the same time, it would be nice for that movie to be able to stand on its own.
Yeah, and I mean, you have Lionsgate involved with this, so if they're involved and they own John Wick, then they're able to make it part of that world. But you gotta wonder, like, if this script had gone to a different studio, like, they wouldn't have been able to make it a John Wick movie, so what would it have evolved into? There are all these what ifs that get me really curious and keep me awake at night until I can't sleep, until like 3 a.m., wondering what if the Ballerina movie had been something else?
They rushed into production for that. I mean, I guess they were planning it for a long time, but do you think they felt that okay, we have to put something out to keep the John Wick like fire going, so let's put that out there?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it. Um, like I don't know, like it feels like the additions that they made to make it part of John Wick were added pretty hastily,
Hmm.
whereas if they had waited like another year, maybe it would have been smoothed out some more, whether it's part of that world or not. But as is, watching the movie, I felt very aware of how much of a consumer product it felt like, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And what is it about, they used to be a little more of a movie studios used to take a little bit more of a gamble.
Yeah, there are still some unique, like, indie movies. They just don't have as much marketing as the big blockbusters. So, people complain about there being not any new things, but the thing is, there are new things. But some of these people complaining just don't take the time to try to look for the new things that are out, like, every week.
But they're not getting pushed, they're not getting publicized the same.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah.
So they have no idea that it's even out unless someone tells them. And I think that's not fair, but you're right. There is a lot of indie movies that are very cool, and nobody gets a chance to. You'd have to be in a certain mindset to pay attention. So you're right about that.
Yeah, like you'd pretty much have to like browse Wikipedia, like list of upcoming films or whatever, and be like, oh, that doesn't look familiar. Maybe I'll check that out and see if it's playing at a theater near you or something.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right.
Yeah, yeah. But what'd you think of the confrontation with the main villain, the Chancellor, played by Gabriel Byrne? He killed Eve's dad and did all this other stuff. What'd you think of that final confrontation with him?
No,
Like when
it was
Halle Berry found him?
yeah, baby, kick his butt. So no, there was a good character. He did good. He did good. He was villainous enough so that you really wanted him to suffer and, you know, really get the revenge. Let them, both ladies get the revenge that they deserve. So yeah, for sure. No, he did a good job. He was okay.
Yeah, and going back to the dog, we thought that this dog that showed up midway through was like helping But then it turns out, oh, this dog is gonna work for the Chancellor because he has like all these treats that he can offer to it, and yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. And then the treats had laced stuff in it to keep him like in that evil state of mind, the poor dog. So even though he was kind of a Cujo dog, but once it showed that he was putting stuff in the dog's food and his treats, then you understood why he was a little crazy. But still,
Yeah, yeah. Like apparently the Chancellor had this scientist guy who works for him. He's like a marine biologist, so whatever he's putting in the treats is like something weird from the ocean or something that it the way they explain it is real weird. It kind of feels hand wavy, like, oh, this is the explanation type thing.
you need explanation. I got you one. Here you go. But it was interesting. But it was that some kind of something. I can't remember the kind of creature it was, and it was way on the bottom of the ocean, and they discovered it, and then they realized that it had these properties where when you add, mixed it together just right and gave it to people, it could either change your mind, it could change you, it can make you very susceptible to suggestion. So it was interesting that they came up with that explanation. Was a little far-fetched, sure, but
Fetched.
oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, it's good. It was good. But that poor puppy. And then the fact that they started the John Wick movies with a sweet baby puppy getting hurt, getting killed, and then the Cujo dog, and he had to die, and it was sad. And it wasn't, once you realize that it wasn't really his fault, it was kind of sad, but they didn't know. How are they supposed to know?
Yeah, it was a really emotional scene. It kind of feels like they put that in there so that the audience would feel more emotionally invested because it's a dog and dogs pull at the heartstrings. So it felt a little like mandated, if that makes sense. But I do like that, even though the dog did evil things out of its control, in its final moments, Halle Berry is like still with it to the end and gives it a nice, non-laced treat before it passes off into like the netherworld of dogs, I guess. It was really weird that they showed like they made it a point to show like doggy heaven or whatever, and that this dog made it there just to ease us and make us feel more comfortable. It was
Yeah.
a little out of place for a John Wick universe movie, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, no, that was good. I like the fact that she was holding the dog and just, you know, letting him go with some peace. That was nice because that makes sense with her character because her dogs weren't there. So the fact that there was that dog and after the fact, she understood. So she wanted to make sure that the dog kind of went peacefully. That was touching. I cried.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it makes it all the more cathartic when she like beats the crap out of the Chancellor and like he's pretty much a goner.
He needed it. You know what? He needed it. He deserved it.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people when somebody's really, really bad in the movie, and I'm like, that's right, kill him. I'm the one of those
Yeah.
that
No,
scream
yeah.
at the screen. That's right, get him.
Yeah,
I'm growling.
yeah, I was recently watching this movie called Buffaloed, and there's like this the main woman in the movie, she does shady stuff to like make money, but there's this other guy who's even worse who does shady stuff, and when he's like going after her and like her business and whatnot, she runs over to his place with a gun and is like, I am going to kill you, and you can really feel the anger and you kind of want her to like shoot at him, and she's like firing at the sky. It's amazing.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, I feel better then because I do it every time. I was like, oh boy, and I do my best not to scream in the movie theater because I know that's not cool, but every once in a while when it's like that, I'm growling. Just get him and slice him and get him and shoot him. It's a mess. But yeah, no, he deserved it. 10 times over. And they did a good job killing him. They kicked his butt pretty good. Well, I'm going to say they because we think it's one person and it's really another. So I'm going to give it the plural. But
Okay.
they did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's even this like doctor, like medical doctor henchman person who is like, I could heal the chancellor, but I'm not going to. He's terrible, and just walks away.
And good. I'm glad that he had a change of heart. But wasn't the chancellor holding something against him? And that's the reason why I was helping him in the first place?
Yeah, like I think he was uh like he had this file that um or no, he had like the doctor's personal
Mhm.
journal where like he reveals all these like fatal surgeries that he botched, that he did wrong, and there were some lives that he didn't save correctly because he made mistakes while operating. So he was feeling guilty about all that, and so the chancellor was like, if you don't help me out, I'm gonna publish this for the world to see and you'll never get a job.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He will be blackballed forever, which is true. So, yeah, when you're under that kind of pressure, I mean, what do you do? But still, what he did for the chancellor was horrible.
Yeah. So, was there anything else you want to touch on before we go into final thoughts and scores?
Oh, let's see. Um, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was well filmed. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I think the people that they brought into that most of the actors were very good. But
Yeah,
I'm seeing it.
I liked Ian McShane and how he was like basically advertising the Continental at the end. Is kind of, yeah,
Yeah, that was good. Again, a fan service.
yeah,
Another one. Hello. What is it? The post credit here he comes. I was like, oh boy.
yeah,
Even though I enjoyed seeing him, I enjoyed seeing him. So no harm there. But I was like, oh, here we go again. That's it. But no, I think everyone will enjoy the movie. I think they're gonna like it a lot. Past these spoiler things that we talked about, but other than that, I think they'll have a good time. And support my girl, Holly Berry. Support her. The girl got kids to feed. Give her a break.
So, what would your score out of 10 be, and what would be your unit of measurement for that score?
Oh, I would say because the filming was good, the angles and everything was good. It was enjoyable to look at. The basic story was good. Just a couple of dips when it comes, the action was great, and just a couple of dips with their choice of fan service and some of the actors that weren't as great. So I'd give it a 7.5. I think the other stuff makes up for it pretty well.
Okay. And so would that be 7.5? Like instead of stars, what would the object be for this one?
Instead of stars. Oh, what would a seven kids? Oh, now I'm confused. What would it be? Because my
Like it could be an object that is related to the movie.
oh, okay. So how about some I was gonna say flower pots. I got a problem. Oh, let's see. Maybe oh, the nunchucks thing was good. So I'll do it 7.5 nunchucks.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me, there are certainly some things that keep my attention, but it's hard not to think of, the studio meddling of it all and
Yeah.
how you can tell that they were trying to add in these elements to make it more part of the John Wick universe. So I think for me, I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I think I'm gonna give this one a 6.75 out of 10
Okay.
teddy bears.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, the teddy bear was pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. No, I liked it. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy having you on this show with all the things we've talked about. I think this is your like third time on the show or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, my one of my favorites is coming back.
What, Godzilla? Or
Bum bum bum. I'm making another one. And
yeah.
the new Superman's coming out pretty soon too.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about that one. Um, yeah. I think
Yeah,
that one's gonna be great.
I hope so. I am a Henry Cavill fan, so hmm, I know. So I'm doing my best to be open-minded and, give this new guy, a break. But I really was anyway. But I do like him a lot. As Superman, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I think the issue was like I feel like they didn't let Henry actually get to embody Superman as much. They kept wanting him to be a different type of hero that yeah, so
Exactly, exactly. He didn't even get two solo movies. He got one, then they threw him Batman versus Superman, Superman.
yeah, again the studio meddling right there.
There we go. Terrible. Yeah, I was like, no. I was hoping the next one would be just him alone and, kind of develop it to more and then do the Batman. But yeah, they rushed it and messed it all up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, but I do like him as an actor, and I thought he did I thought he was a really good Superman. But like I said, I'm gonna give this new guy a break and see what he does.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll do it for now and thanks for joining me and people check out the art of Nja Onê
Hmm.
and because Nja Onê is an artist in case I wasn't clear.
Other than just a wacky check, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, artist, educator, and therapist. I actually put all of those things together,
Yeah.
and yeah, a lot of it's a lot of fun. A lot of people don't get a chance to do what they love to do, and I wake up and I do what I love to do every day. So I feel very blessed and very fortunate. So, yeah, thank you so much, and thank you, and movie lover. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
and. Oh, let me see if I can say it. I have to use it my New York accent then, because otherwise
Okay.
it won't come out right. A movie connoisseur.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, I can't say it correctly. So that's just the way it is.
Nice. All right. So that'll do it for this episode and next episode will come out 2 weeks after this one comes out and thanks for tuning in, folks. So without further delay, have a good day. All right, you can email this podcast at delayedreplaypodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts on ballet. I don't know. You can also follow me at the social media listed in the show notes and also go to stevenshinder.com for info on my standalones and stepping stones novels. Again, I feel like I don't say enough how proud I am of those books that I've written, and yeah, always nice when people go and read those. And what am I forgetting? Over on Yes Shift, which I do with my dad, we've interviewed John Lodge of the Moody Blues, and we also talked with Miguel Bass about Play for Chris 11, a tribute to the late Chris Squire. So all sorts of cool stuff going on over there. And check out Drum Talk TV as well. Alright, so that's it for me, and here's my other self to talk a little bit about what he's been watching, including Karate Kid Legends. Hey everyone, this is Steven from that other universe where stuff got delayed. Forgot to mention last time that I watched the season finale of Grosse Pointe Garden Society. It really had some twists and turns, and I'm not sure how I feel about where it could go next in a second season. Like, yeah, I really don't know where it could go, or if there is a second season. I haven't really heard anything, but overall, it was an interesting show. And I haven't been watching a whole lot of new things, but I did watch the 4 seasons over on Netflix, and it wasn't until after I finished it that I realized that it's based on a movie from the 80s, And having watched both now, I think there are some interesting things about the movie, but I prefer the show overall. It does more with the individual characters rather than sidelining a couple of them. So, yeah, I think it's worth the watch. I also just watched the Doctor Who season finale. I don't know how I feel about it at the moment. There will be a video about that over on the YouTube channel, Steven Shinder Reviews in video form. So keep an eye out for that. And I've been thinking of maybe covering King of the Hill on there as well, with the King of the Hill revival coming out and all sorts of info coming out. There's a new intro that was released this week. That was cool. But yeah, I've been kicking around ideas for other stuff to put on that channel. But I also just watched the Karate Kid Legends movie, and I really enjoyed it. I really like how this felt like Li Fong's story. That's the new kid that it focuses on. The trailer made me think that the returning characters, like, Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, that their characters would be in it for much more of the earlier parts of the movie, but it turns out they're mainly in the later part. So we get like a good 2/3 pretty much only focusing on Li Fong before there's the crossover type thing. And yeah, I thought it was a cool way to refresh the world. We had Cobra Kai, that was an excellent show, and so it makes sense that for a movie you wouldn't have as equal amount of screen time between the younger generation and the older generation. Like, for a movie you have to focus more on the newer characters. And there's also a sort of different type of mentor-mentee relationship going on in this movie. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely worth the watch. Yeah, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 just based on my gut feeling. So yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. Maybe not as good as Thunderbolts, but might be my second favorite movie of the year behind that. And you can check out my Thunderbolts movie review over on the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, this podcast will be back in 2 weeks with a different topic. So thanks for tuning in, and without further delay, have a good day.